Hello and welcome to this little video about self-regulation, nervous system regulation, particularly for autistic humans, but suitable for everyone. But my focus is on that. Today I'm Maren. I am an autism and ADHD coach and therapist, specifically focusing on mental health for everyone. We all need to take care of mental health. I come to this work as a typical wounded healer, and my own struggles with my mental health. Just quick little bit about me. So I just want to talk a little bit about self-regulation, nervous system regulation. I think as living in an autistic body, we're very familiar with feeling dysregulation. So that it happens when we feel overwhelmed, when everything feels like too much, when we have shutdowns, when we have meltdown that can eventually lead to burnout. If you haven't already checked out my workbooks on what are they called? Unmasking autism and my autistic burnout recovery kit, I really recommend you do so. They are on my website. But otherwise, so nervous system regulation. Our nervous system affects everything. It affects our heart rate, it affects our breath, it affects our thoughts, it affects our body's digestion, it affects how we heal, how we grow. It affects everything. And there are three primary states. So there's the fight or flight. I always start with that one because we know that that's when we're anxious, when we're stressed. We want to fight or flight. There's the rest and digest when we are calm and settled. And then there's the freeze, when we're so overwhelmed that we shut down. And there's something similar to the freeze, which is called the fawn, which I personally think is what we do when we're masking, actually. But I haven't confirmed that, so don't quote me on it. But the fawn happens is when we're basically in an overwhelmed state, but we act and we pretend like everything's fine as a survival mechanism because we're trying to survive. So those are the primary states. It's totally normal to move between them, but where problems come is when we are spending way too much time in the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And that takes its toll on its body because when we are in those states, the body's not healing, the body's not digesting properly, the body's not growing properly. We have more negative thoughts. We're looking for threat, we're on edge, and it's just not sustainable for the body to be in that state for extended periods of time. So I guess what really we're going to do is I'm just going to show you a few different exercises for self-regulations. That this is me showing you because that's something I do. Um, sorry, my phone was buzzing. I hope it didn't distract you. It distracted me. Um, so we need different things depending what state we're in, whereas if you are in fight or flight, kind of things like deep breathing might be really helpful. Whereas if you are in, it depends. Sometimes we need to move a bit before we can calm ourselves down. Um, I don't want to go too depth of that. If you have more questions, feel free to email me. I also think I have a more in-depth workshop on a nervous system regulation on my website, so just check that if you want to go deeper. I just actually just wanted to really show some exercises today. I'm winging this a little bit. I didn't really rehearse. I just wanted to go for it and share these things with you. So, yeah, kind of doing exercises to help us feel safer, to help us come back in our body can be really helpful. So we will just do a few things. So first of all, a nice one can be taking a few deep breaths. So we will put a hand on the chest and a hand on the belly. And just start breathing into your belly so that as you breathe in, the belly expands, and as you breathe out, the belly falls. Breathing in, the belly expands. Breathing out, the belly falls. Breathing in, the belly expands. Breathing out, the belly falls. And you can start to lengthen your breath and deepen your breath as you do this. If you don't have access to this, you can try doing it lying down. So belly expands and the in-breath falls in the out-breath. Face is relaxed, jaws relaxed. Slow, deep breaths, breathing as deep as is comfortable for you. If deep breathing is stressful for you, then skip this one. And you can fast forward a little bit, but otherwise we'll just do a few rounds of these deep breaths. And then as you breathe out, I want you to sigh out through the mouth as if you're blowing out through a straw. So really slow breath out through the mouth on the exhale. So deep breathing in and out, the belly's rising and falling. And as you breathe out, you're blowing out through a straw, really, really slowly. So really seeing how long can you make that out breath, how long can you make that exhale, making that exhale or that out breath as long as you can. The in breath can be shorter, but that out breath wants to be really, really long. Maybe just a couple more of those deep extended breaths, really extending that out breath, that exhale. And actually, we'll do a few more, and I just want you to bring some sound in the out breath. So you can actually open your mouth now and go, ah. So making some sound on that exhale, that out breath. So just bringing a bit of sound in that exhale and that out breath. And again, if that's uncomfortable and unpleasant to you, don't do it. If it's a little bit uncomfortable, do it. But if it's stressful to you, then don't do it. Beautiful. And then letting go of it all, you can bring the hands down, you can let go of the sound, you can let the breath return to its natural rhythm and just take a moment, if either just gazing softly down or with your eyes closed. And notice, do you feel any different after doing that? Maybe you do, maybe you don't, maybe you're not sure. That's okay, just taking a moment to check in. Beautiful. And so we did a few different things there. So one of it is belly breathing. So belly breathing is really soothing for the body. The other thing is slowing down and breathing, that's sighing out, getting a bit of that vibration in your throat at the, with the ha, that can be really soothing. And another thing that we didn't do super in depth, but we were kind of aiming towards is extending the out breath. So making the exhale longer than the inhale. Again, really soothing for the nervous system. So you could expand that and breathe in to the count of 4 and breathe out to the count of 6. So really counting it to make sure that exhale is longer is another thing to do there. So that can be really, if you're in a fight or flight state, that can be really soothing. Whereas if you're in the freeze state, you might need something a little more active, Something I like to do is just gently rocking from side to side. So just do this with me. Eyes can be open or closed and moving really slowly from side to side. And you can do this standing as well, shifting from weight from one foot to the other. I'm really noticing how the weight shifts from one side to the other. Eyes can be open, eyes can be closed, and just feeling the weight shift from one side to the other. Just really feeling your weight shifting, moving slowly in a way that feels good. And then actually making it smaller, coming back to center, crossing your arms over your chest so each hand is holding the opposite arm, and then just doing 3 squeezes down one side, then 3 squeezes down the other side. So just doing that, going up, alternating between squeezing one arm and then the other. And you could just do one squeeze on each side, alternating, but I like to do a few on one side and then a few on the other. And again, doing it in a way that feels good. So maybe that's really strong, maybe it's really light, maybe it's really slow, maybe it's really fast. Seeing what feels best for you. Is it strong, light, slow, fast? And you're just alternating. A bit of pressure on each arm. If you want, you can even go all the way down the arm a bit if you'd like. Just keep doing that, alternating between one side and the other, squeezing. Beautiful. And then we'll stop with the squeezing and just bring the hands up a little bit more so that your hands are crossed over the chest. We'll just tap, alternate tapping. You could again just do one side and then the other. And actually, I think that's best for this one, just one side, just alternating the side you're tapping on and just feeling, or just noticing Can you feel where the impact is? And again, adjusting it. Do you want it really strong? Do you want it really light? Do you want it fast? Or do you want it slow? Seeing what works best for you. Taking the time to figure out what feels best for you. And anytime you do this, you know, it will be different. Sometimes you want more pressure, sometimes you want less. I'm gonna just finish off so you can let go of that tapping. And one last thing, I just tap in the center of the chest. So just taking however many fingers you want and just tapping in the center of the chest. Breathing deeply, feeling that vibration in the middle of your chest. And you can either just stay there or you can move backwards and forwards across your chest. Up and down, just move around the chest, but really feeling that vibration. You even go, ah. Make some sound to just really feel the vibration inside your chest if you'd like. Don't worry about sounding silly, there's nobody here. Feeling that vibration. Beautiful. And we'll just do one last squeeze up and down the arms just to finish off, just to ground a bit. Beautiful. And then just resting the hands, eyes open, eyes closed, just taking a moment to check in, notice how your body's feeling. Notice if you feel any different after doing that. Feel the same. If you're not sure, it doesn't matter, just taking a moment to check in. So we did a few different things in that one. We did a bit of the kind of the bilateral stimulation. So we're just working on stimulating the alternate sides of the brain, I think, kind of with stress and anxiety. It's usually stuck in one side. So that's helping to just to focus, to redistribute our energy into both hemispheres of the brain. I'm not very good at the science in this, but it's something, something like that is how it works. You know, and then the kind of the anxiety just can't keep its hold, and it just helps us to regulate. So we did it through the rocking, and again, you can do that standing, shifting from weight to the foot. You can even do it walking. Sometimes I'm walking, I just really focus on shifting one side. The other side, we did that through the tapping, through the squeezing, alternating. And the squeezing, it does that deep pressure, which some people can find very soothing. I find it very soothing. You know, I get my partner to give me hugs and squeezes, and that's just so soothing. Just really soothes my body. Love firm pressure. Um, so that's thing we wrote that thing. So that's vibrating the our vocal cords, which I think it's somewhere that there's a connection with the vagus nerve again, which is related to the nervous system. And again, that internal vibration is very, very soothing. So there are a few different things there. Um, so those are those ones. Um, I have one last one. I'm gonna have to stand for this one. I just have pins and needles, so just give me give me a moment for my pins and needles to go. It's gonna be an awkward angle where I am because I'm sitting on the floor. That's again something I prefer is sitting on the floor, just very soothing. I'm not a big fan of chairs. So actually, I'll just kneel, but you should stand. And this one can be intense, but it's really, really good, especially when this can be good for kind of, yeah, the freeze response as well. You know, you might initially start doing the little swing, but then coming to this. So we're just shaking. I'll take off my ring. I'm gonna take off some jewelry if you have jewelry. So just shaking your hands, shaking your head, shaking your shoulders, shaking out your legs and your feet. And you might want to start gradually, you know, you might just start with the hands for a bit and then bring it into the shoulders, the face, and then yeah, shaking out your feet as if you're like shaking off if there's a spider, or maybe not a spider, if there's water on your leg and you want to shake it off, and the other leg, just shaking your whole body as much as you can. I do this on a regular basis too. Just really, really shaking, like, can you move every single part of your body? So just keep going, we'll do it a bit longer, shrugging the shoulders, maybe the arms, the hands, the heads, the legs, the feet. One head only. So just keep going, keep shaking. Oh, if you want to do some deep breathing as you're doing this, just do it a little bit longer. Ooh, shaking, 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 shaking. Arms, head, shoulders, chest, legs, feet on both sides, the legs and the feet. And then stopping it all, coming to either standing still or sitting down. And noticing the after effect, how your body feels. There might be a lingering of the tingling. You can even just visualize, unwanted energy falling off you down onto the ground as you're doing that exercise. Maybe taking some deep breaths if that's nice. Softening the face. Shoulders relaxed. And noticing, checking in. Do you feel any different? Do you feel the same? Are you unsure? Beautiful. So that is another one. I don't know the exact science of how that one works, but it does work. I always, especially, I use that one for overwhelm. Um, and as a reset, if I'm just feeling too much, I need to reset. I actually use it kind of in between clients when I'm seeing clients, kind of just helps me get a reset, and ground back to myself. I'll do that, and as you're doing it, you visualize everything you don't need shaking off, and then just doing a few deep breaths. The last exercise I want to do is the progressive muscle relaxation. Um, we'll just do a short one. The eyes can be open or closed, but they can be open. And if they're open, just gazing softly downward. If they're closed, they're closed. And just drawing your awareness to your shoulders, noticing your shoulders. Maybe you can feel them, maybe you can't. And then just shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears. And we're just going to hold for a moment, so feeling the stronger sensations building up. Holding, holding, holding. Squeezing. And then letting them fall. And noticing how the strong sensations fade, dissolve, melt away. And then drawing your awareness to your hands, noticing your hands. Are they hot? Are they cold? Are they a bit of both? And squeezing your hands into fists. And squeezing as tight as is comfortable to you. So because we're going to just hold this for a few moments. So squeezing the fists, noticing the strong sensations building up. Holding, 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 squeezing, strong sensations building up. Maybe there's some warmth. And then letting go, letting the hands fall open. Letting those strong sensations dissolve and melt away. Beautiful. I'm gonna actually just leave that one at that. So if your eyes are closed, just opening them up for a moment and coming back. So you continue that one throughout your body. You can squeeze your face, hands. You can squeeze you can activate your arms. You can do your legs or your feet, and just that comes from the principle that the best way to relax something is to tense it first. That helps, and you really feel the relaxation. So we've done a few different things here. And I mean, and just in general with stimming, it's just kind of general movements. I have a stress ball I use, and I don't even squeeze it very tight. I just actually just the slight pressure on the stress ball I really like. Um, yeah. I was gonna see if there's something more, but no, that is all I have to say on that. I'm trying to think what other stimming behaviors. I mean, I play with jewelry all the time, and as a stimming behavior, and it's a self-regulation thing. So it is just noticing also what you naturally do. Well, what natural fidgets do you do, and doing more of that, or finding other things to help support those. Um, so yeah, those are some exercises. You might have naturally, maybe do them again and explore, which do you really like and which, do you like less? And just doing more and practicing more of the ones you do. I have on Insight Timer, I have lots of meditations up there which will guide you through more of these as well. So kind of there's like 5-minute resets and stuff up there, which I recommend trying because that's kind of, I really bring in nervous system regulation into those. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Feel free, any questions, either email me or put them in the comments. Email's probably better just because I'm better replying there, but do feel free to comment as well. Maybe I will reply. Who knows? Um, but yeah, I wish you the best of luck. Yeah, I'm here if you have any questions. And of course, if you're interested in learning about coaching or therapy with me, feel free to contact me about that as well. Very good.